So it's similar to things you've seen in the American system with the triangle triplets. So that a child might be given a problem like fill in the blank in their workbook after they've mastered the manipulative level. These manipulatives are gradually transferred to the pictorial. Here you have 3 rabbits and 4 rabbits, sorted by different colors. And from there, first they have to know that that's 7. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then they learn the symbolic representation. It has to be the last. It has to be the next to last step. Sorry. The last step is mental math. So you start at the manipulative level, then the pictorial, then the abstract, and finally you're able to do it. The last step of mastery might be a year or 2 later, and that's mental math. Every once in a while, it's not good. So our next page, we have some balloons. And you have to make number bonds. This is from the little textbook in first grade, beginning of first grade, early first grade. Make as many stories as you can about the 7 balloons. So we have a number bond here that is 1 and 6. What story do you see that will be based on the bonds of 1 and 6? Make 7. Yes, 1 green and 6 yellow. So someone's going to make that number bond. What about 2 and 5? 2 with stars and 5 without stars. Somebody like that number bond. Show it a little bit differently. Get them used to different rotations of a picture, of a symbol representation. What could 3 and 4 be? Small and large. They do have other components. I'm just going to go through the number strand. Of course, SiMath math has measurement and geometry and all the other strands as well. But I can't do all of them, so I'm concentrating on number today. I like this example here, though. Let's see it. It says it takes 15 cups to fill the bowl, and it takes 10 mugs to fill the bowl. Which holds more, a cup or a mug, and how much more? So it's really clever little thinking problems that they have. Later on in first grade, you're adding past 10, and it's always pictorial. Once they've mastered the manipulative level, and they're still using manipulatives here, base 10 blocks or discs. Well, 9 plus 5, you take that one bunny rabbit there from the 5 and put it here and makes the 9 into a 10, 10 and 4. It's actually what we were doing before in breaking up the 18 into 13 and 5. But they're still working on at the concrete level most of the time. Here's the workbook. As they go on to addition of 2-digit numbers, you start with 2 digits plus 1 digit. Then when you go to 2 digits plus 2 digits, you have to start with one of them being multiples of 10. You don't just jump into carrying. These are some of the manipulatives that are offered in the website, and I'll be saying this a couple of times, is SingaporeMath.com, and I'm not affiliated with them. I'm not being paid for this, but this is the one company from which you can buy all of the books and resources. Another workbook page. The Singapore Math can become workbook heavy. You have to balance that out with other things. But you know, for your struggling student, you know that the extra pages are there. So average student might do every other page. Your fastest student might just do 1 out of 4. Find ways to decide how that's going to happen. 38 subtraction is taught the same way. I think that says 38 minus 10. So there's the 38. You just take away the 10, and they do a lot with multiples of 10 in first grade. So you don't have to carry much yet. They actually do get into a little bit of multiplication and division in first grade, but it's all concrete or pictorial. It's not written out yet. So this is 14 divided by 2. How many are there in each box? But they won't see it written out yet. So everything is introduced at the conceptual level. Years. Second grade, this is a scan from the teacher's book, and they are adding 75, they're subtracting. 75 minus 23 right there. 75 minus 23. 7 tens and 5 ones, and they're using discs in this example. This is written right out in the teacher's guide. How to teach the kids how to subtract using those discs. So they're taking away the 23, no carrying there. Mental math. They say the teacher's guide has examples on how to teach mental math. In this case, it happens to be 460 plus 70. Well, you start with 6 plus 7. The kids remember that that's 13. Therefore, 60 and 70 must be 130. Now, that takes you on then to 460 plus 70. They do a lot of multiplication division in second grade, but not written. It's all pictorial. See, there's, I think that's 12 times 4 times 3. And that's 18 divided by 3. But most of it is done as pictures. At the end of second grade, they learn their 2s and 3s times tables. Written. Up until that, it's all pictorial. Third grade, and I'm not going to stay here too long because it's in your handouts. Here they do finally learn the algorithm for carrying or borrowing, but each step is still taught pictorially. So you've got here the algorithm, and here they're still writing out each picture. This is subtracting. Why do you get a 13 there and a 4 there? They have to actually draw what they're doing, borrowing the 10. And we do that in second, third grade. I know American teachers do that, but they do it once or twice. And then the kid is dropped into the abstract workbook, and it takes a long time for a child to transfer these pictures to these symbols. It can take weeks and weeks, over and over and over doing that. Getting that picture. Another child might not do this long. There's another subtraction. Borrowing 3 times. All the pictures. Multiplication. What are you actually doing? 24 times 3 is probably a better candidate for mental math. But you've got 3 groups of 2 tens and 4 ones. So, 3 groups of 2, 10. 3 groups of 4 ones, carry the 10. Multiplication, the same thing, writing out. Actually, they don't have to picture it. You're gradually getting to the abstract. I don't know why this is happening. I didn't. That's it. I changed the background. Fourth grade operations.